In the dry hills of southeastern Turkey, buried beneath thousands of years of dust and soil, lies a structure so old, so complex, that it has forced archaeologists to rewrite the very history of civilization. This is Göbekli Tepe, a site that shouldn't exist. Discovered in 1994 by a shepherd and excavated by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, Göbekli Tepe is a massive circular stone temple built over 11,000 years ago. That's 7,000 years before the Great Pyramids, 6,000 years before Stonehenge, and thousands of years before what we even call civilization was supposed to begin. Let that sink in for a moment. At a time when humans were still supposedly hunting and gathering, wandering in tribes, and barely scratching symbols onto cave walls, someone somehow built a monumental megalithic structure carved from limestone, aligned with the stars, and adorned with animals and symbols no one can fully decipher. How? Who were these people? And why did they build this place only to bury it? That's right, Göbekli Tepe wasn't destroyed by time. It was deliberately covered, carefully backfilled with tons of earth and debris, almost as if someone wanted to hide it, or preserve it, or erase it. But why? Mainstream archaeologists tell us that Göbekli Tepe was built by organized hunter-gatherers, working together seasonally, perhaps driven by shared spiritual beliefs. They say it shows the beginnings of religion, of abstract thought, of human cooperation. And maybe they're right, but maybe they're not. Some believe Göbekli Tepe is far more than just an ancient ritual site. Its massive T-shaped pillars, some weighing over 10 tons, are perfectly balanced. The carvings, detailed and precise, show scorpions, lions, birds, snakes, and some symbols that don't seem to match anything in known history. One figure, part human, part animal, appears to be falling backward. Some researchers say it could depict an ancient cosmic event. A comet strike? A meteor? The Great Flood? Others take it further. They say Göbekli Tepe wasn't just a temple, but a kind of ancient observatory. A place to track the stars, the solstices, the movements of the heavens. And if that's true, then the builders had knowledge of astronomy that predates written language. So, where did that knowledge come from? Could a society, tens of thousands of years ago, have passed down this wisdom through oral tradition? Could they have mapped the skies using only their eyes and patience? Or was it given to them? Some ancient astronaut theorists, yes, the ones often dismissed, suggest Göbekli Tepe was the work of a forgotten civilization, one that had contact with beings not from this earth. Aliens? Visitors? Or perhaps humans from a past so distant and advanced that we no longer remember them. It sounds absurd until you remember that Göbekli Tepe was once dismissed as a pile of rocks, until it wasn't. And what about the burial? Why would an entire people invest the labor of generations into building this monument and then cover it up? Was it shame, fear, a sacred duty? Or was it to protect the knowledge within, from time, or from us? We don't know. And that's the haunting beauty of Göbekli Tepe. Every answer we uncover only opens more questions. Why is there no evidence of domestic life around the site? No houses, no tools, no trash, just stone rings perfectly aligned, standing alone in the dust. What message were they trying to send, carved into limestone 12,000 years ago? And why, after millennia of silence, is Göbekli Tepe speaking to us now? Perhaps we've just begun to scratch the surface. Literally. As of today, only about 5% of Göbekli Tepe has been fully excavated. Beneath the hills, under layers of untouched earth, entire chambers, rings, and secrets still sleep. What else lies below? What will we find when we dig deeper? And what if the real story isn't about who built Göbekli Tepe, but what they were trying to warn us about? A forgotten disaster? A cosmic cycle? A truth lost to time? Or perhaps something they believed would return? This is the mystery of Göbekli Tepe, and we're only just beginning to open the file. Göbekli Tepe is located in southeastern Turkey, just outside the ancient city of Şanlıurfa, a region rich with history, myth, and legend, often called the City of Prophets. Nestled on a gentle rise in the Jermuş Mountains, Göbekli Tepe, or Potbelly Hill as it roughly translates, sits quietly above the plains of Mesopotamia, where agriculture and civilization are believed to have begun. And yet, the structure itself predates agriculture. That's one of the most surprising facts. Göbekli Tepe was built in a time when humans were supposedly still hunter-gatherers, long before farming, writing, or even pottery. According to radiocarbon dating, the earliest layers of the site date back to around 9600 BCE. That's over 11,500 years ago. The site consists of multiple circular enclosures, massive stone rings, some of which are still buried. The largest uncovered rings feature towering T-shaped limestone pillars, many of them arranged in pairs, with two central monoliths dominating each circle. These stones are not only massive, weighing between 10 and 20 tons, but also meticulously shaped and carved. And it's what's carved into them that has captured the world's imagination. Foxes, snakes, wild boars, scorpions, birds, and lions, all depicted with a remarkable sense of motion and intent. These are not random decorations. Many believe the animals represented here held symbolic or spiritual significance. Perhaps they were totems, spirits, or guardians of certain clans or seasons. Some scholars argue that the carvings could be a kind of ancient language, a proto-script, conveying messages or stories that we simply can no longer read. Others see astronomical patterns, aligning the animals with star constellations, tracking time or cosmic cycles. One particularly intriguing carving shows what appears to be a headless human figure, possibly falling, and nearby a vulture standing over it. Some interpret this as a funerary scene. Others see it as a depiction of a myth or even a warning. So what was Göbekli Tepe for? Mainstream archaeologists suggest it was a spiritual or ceremonial center, a temple for ritual gatherings. The absence of domestic remains like hearths, tools, or trash suggests that people didn't live here. They came here for a purpose. And that's important, because if that's true, then this could be the oldest known place of worship in the world. Not only that, it suggests that religion came before cities, that belief systems may have been the force that drew people together, before farming, before governance, before nations. In many ways, Göbekli Tepe challenges the linear timeline of human progress. It forces us to reconsider what we thought we knew. Now, let's talk about the land itself. The terrain is dry, stony, and exposed, yet the hill provides a commanding view of the surrounding valleys. In the distant past, it would have been an ideal place to observe the stars, the seasons, the migration of animals. It's not hard to imagine ancient people gathering here at night beneath the open sky, performing rituals or telling stories that connected them to something greater. Beneath the soil, layers of history remain hidden. As of today, only a fraction of the site has been excavated, perhaps just 5%. Archaeologists believe there may be at least 20 enclosures, many still buried. Who knows what lies beneath? Interestingly, similar, though less elaborate, T-shaped pillars have been found at nearby sites like Nevalachori and Karahan Tepe, suggesting Göbekli Tepe may have been part of a larger cultural or religious network, a forgotten system of sacred architecture lost in the dust of time. And what of the people who built it? We know very little. They left no written records, no clear signs of hierarchy, no tombs, no palaces, and yet they moved stones weighing tons, organized labor on a massive scale, and carved detailed figures into rock, all without metal tools or the wheel. It raises the question, how did so-called primitive humans build something so advanced? Was it ingenuity? Was it cooperation on a scale we've underestimated? Or did they inherit knowledge from somewhere or someone else? Whatever the truth, Göbekli Tepe remains a monument to the unknown, a place where art, science, faith, and myth intersect before the world as we know it even began. We've only just begun to uncover its secrets, and perhaps the greatest revelations are still buried beneath our feet. Thank you for watching. If you found this video intriguing, please consider subscribing to 77 File. We'll continue exploring the world's deepest mysteries, lost civilizations, and forgotten knowledge, one story at a time. And if you enjoyed this video, leaving a like or sharing it helps us reach others who are drawn to the unknown, just like you. Until next time, stay curious.